The way you are going to access the recordings and how to show it, how to view the things, I'll tell you at the very end of the class, right? So maybe there will be people who are adding when we are discussing through. So let me take a little time at the end of the class and I'll show you how to get things done, right? And yeah, hold on a second. I'm getting calls from my school, so I have to answer that. Dula Butala. Right. So sorry for the disturbance. So last time we had some technical issues, the technical and my doctor appointment issues. So we have to cover that up as well. So we were short by 20 minutes, as I remember. So let's cover it from today's session. අපි ගොඩක් වෙලා කරන්නේ නැතුව 10 minutes මේකෙන් cover කරලා ඊළඟ 10 minutes ඊළඟ session එකෙන් cover කරමු, right? So since there are people who have visited to room newly, so welcome to the grade 10 ICT class. We just discussed some small and very simple parts last time, since it was the very first day of the class. And here today we are going to continue to that discussion. And before I continue, I'll go through the things that I have done last time, right? So you will be able to go through that things, and the people who have missed the class or for the newcomers, you can have the idea what we have talking about. It's a very simple concept that we are talking about, which is regarding the data and information, right? And for the record, the students who are from the last class, did I ask you to write down this particular data and information passage? Excuse me. Can anyone confirm how did we went to? Right. Yes, great. We did about that. Good. Okay, so last week we start the lesson which is called the information and communication technology. So based on that, as the very first topic, we talk about data and information. Like when it comes to the data and information, we get to know what is data. We get to know that data is something which is meaningless. And again, data can, if something qualified as a data, we can recognize them as numbers, words, images, symbols, and like this, which not bear a meaning, right? So later we talk about when data is processed in a meaningful manner, we will be able to take an information. So in that regard, we draw this concept. Neither there are these what the red rupees, Apple 100. So they are, when they are taking a loan, those were told as what? The data. So it is a text. Again, it's a color. That's all we can say. Apple alone, we can say it is a fruit. Someone says it is a brand, right? Some say it is a magazine name, right? So it is a data again, alone. And rupees, it is a currency symbol. And the 100, again, it's going to be a number. We can't explain about the 100 further than that when we are taking 100 alone. But when we take these data together and if we arranged it in a meaningful manner, we had this idea, or we had this information called a red apple is 100 rupees, right? So we can have the idea now. So they are talking about a red apple, which is a fruit, and it is 100 rupees, right? So we call it the information. So when data arranged in a meaningful manner, we take it as information. So then we discuss about some examples, some nice examples in your textbook, right? So the people who don't have the textbook, you have the things on my screen. And again, Dula Putala, I need to tell you something. There were these connection problems like during the week. So I had some experience where the screen is getting blurred. Sometimes my voice is clogging, right? So if you are experiencing something on at your place, just let me know, right? So I can go through it again, right? If you cannot understand what I'm saying, like මාව crack වෙවි නම් ඔය පැත්තට ඇහෙන්නේ, just let me know, right? Let's go through the subject matter again, right? Okay, so the first example we talked about, it was the this marks that we received from where they have shown as the marks which is received from some regarding the some exam. But if you take this line alone, we can't have a particular idea because there are some names, there are some numbers. We don't have what's the what we don't have a clue to say what this is, right? Then we had this table right beneath it, and it says like it illustrates these are the names, and it says some subjects at the top of the table as the table headers. Then we can have the idea, okay, this is going to be some marks regarding these three students, right? So then after, so that information, so the data is the highlighted line, so we arrange it in a meaningful manner. So we had the information, so that information is leading us to gather some more informations as well, like total, like the average, like the rank, right? So those things were showed up here. And again, through this, we talk about the best outcome, or the beauty of information is that it led us to take decisions. That is the major benefit that we are receiving from the information. So it gives us the clues to take the decisions. Now, looking at this table, Nathan, Ravi can understand what are the weak points of him, right? So the very first line indicates Ravi's record. So he can understand, okay, history is something 67. So I won't be able to reach A. So I'm short of 8 marks to have a 75. 75 is the a margin which is giving you a A. So like either you have to take 75 marks or greater than that to have a A pass. So Ravi can have that idea. I don't. All other places are like above the 75 limit, but 67 is something little bit lower than the grade A. So like he can have that idea, and when it comes to the summon, he can have those decisions too. So like and for the teacher side, when they created the total and the average, both of them helping to create the rank, right? Either from total or from average, we can find the rank. And we had something interesting after this example. The example those are some picture fractures, right? So we are just when we have these pieces of the pictures together, then we are having this full photo, so we can have the idea about what that photo is trying to express, right? So I told you it is like a puzzle, which is with 100 pieces, right? When the pieces are decomposed and put it inside the box, we can't just look into that box and say, okay, this is going to be the message from this puzzle, or like this is the image that or like which illustrate this particular scenario, or like some scenery, right? But when we are arranging those puzzle pieces, then we can have the idea, okay, this is what the puzzle trying to say, right? All right, so then in the third one, we learn something interesting. The maker දුවල පුතාලගේ විභාගෙදී අහන්නේ නැහැ. අහන්න තියෙන හැකියාව බොහොම අඩුයි, right? But this is some practical place where it applies the data and information inside the one single NIC number, right? So we learned very first two letters is indicating the year, and the next first two numbers is indicating the year, and the next number, the third one, is indicating the gender. And I told you something further than this as well, like if you consider the third, fourth, and fifth numbers, in this case 277, that indicates the day where this particular person has born. දවස් 365න් කීවෙනි දවසේද කියන එක තමයි the numbers after the 74, which is 277 indicates. So මේ ආ ඉපදලා තියෙන 277 වෙනි දවසේ. ඒතර අපි නේද count කරලා බලන්න ඕනේ 74 කියලා කියන්නේ අපි බලන්න ඕනේ whether it is a leap year or not. So if it is a leap year, we are going to have 366 days නේද අධික අවුරුද්දක් වුණොත් 366 days we have, otherwise we have 365 days. So likewise, we have to calculate. Okay, so as I remember, it was the place where we left, so where I had to left due to my computer problems. So today you won't be having anything like that. I am in the very usual position with usual resources, so you can have the full benefit of my working environment, right? So people, from this point onwards, I'm going to talk about what is there in our lesson to get learned, right? And දුවල පුතාලා පොඩි දෙයක් මතක තියාගන්න, ඔයගලන්ගේ ඉස්කෝල පටන් ගත්තයින් පස්සේ different schools carried out a different way of covering the syllabus, right? Some school may cover the first, second, third, likewise, right? But some of the schools are like getting one from the theory lessons and one from the practical lessons. So let's try our best to cover everything, right? It's better you let know me what is the lesson that is carried out in your school when the schools are started, right? So we can go through that and see how it happens, right? And before I forget this, I have to tell you, next week you don't have any classes. We are getting a holiday, like it is just after the Christmas and it is the year end. So I have to have time, some time to breathe myself, right? So you can enjoy the year end as well, without corona, right? Without your loved ones. So we are not going to have classes by next week, right? So get informed. That is why I have suggested a half payment for this month as well. So it's like that, right? So දැන් මම ලියවෙන්න හදන්නේ පාලපන සතියේ නිමාඩුයි කියලා, right? අපි මේ වැඩේ ඉවර කරගෙන යන්නේ. Right, okay, so let's move forward. This is about information systems. Now we just talk about what an information is. So then after we are given the topic information system. Now this information system means a software or a system which keeps the information or which process the information together, right? So like this, when it comes to the information system, there are several my connection is disconnected. Can everyone confirm me whether you can hear me clearly or not? Yeah, people, can you hear me at your place now? I was disconnected due to some connection errors.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Right. Okay, and we were jumped into the information systems, right? This is what I was talking about. Some connection issues were there, so I think it's persist. We'll try to deal with it, right? Yes, people, just give me a second. I'm changing my connection, right? Let's see whether the things will persist. Okay, people, can you hear me clearly? Just give me another confirmation. Yeah. Everyone, just can you please confirm whether I can hear you at your side clearly?
I can hear you, sir.
Right, okay, thank you. How about others? Right, great. Okay, let's continue. Let's hope and pray nothing is going to bother us anymore. Right, so I'm sharing the screen again, right? All right, so when it comes to the information systems, so the information system means where it can take data as the input, where it can process the data and giving us an output. But this is going to be not just a manual thing. Like now, previously we have talked about some manual ways of processing data, right? We have some words and numbers and some colors and all these things. So we just arrange those things in the meaningful manner. So we got a information. And the examples that we were talking about previously, like in the NIC number and those pieces of pictures and the mark sheet, all these things were like something which is related to the manual ways of doing it, right? But when it comes to the information system, it is a place where it generates the information due to the input of data. So it takes the data, it processes the data, and it outputs the information. That's why we call it, that's what's happening inside an information system. So like there are many different kinds of information systems when it comes to the software world, but generally regarding the information system, we are just talking about these things. There is an input, there is a process, and there is an output, which is a software kind of a thing, right? So in any system, we can find this IPO method. What is IPO method? Input, process output method or the concept. So even the computer is also into this particular systems, like into this particular model, IPO model, input process and output model. So if you take any system in the world, it's under this particular three things: input, processing and output. Think about your respiratory system, right? So what are the inputs that we are taking? We are breathing the air, right? So it's the input. And inside the lungs, what is happening? Several different processes are happening. So majorly we say that breathe air, the oxygen is taken into our blood. So that is the major process carried out. Then it is producing some output, so which is taken away from our nose to again back to the environment, right? So it has the input, processing and output, right? But it is not a software related one, but it's a system, right? Likewise, the information system in the computer world, there are several different information systems that we are going to talk about. So remember, any system is consist of these three things. When it comes to the information system, input is going to be data, processing is process and store in the data, output is the required information, right? So simple as that. Okay, people, did you got the idea about the information system? Let me have the confirmation through the chat. Yes, people. Right, great. How about others? Right, great. Well done, well done. All right, so before we move into the examples, let's take down some note. Right? So people, now the newcomers, it's better you put some like one page of area නේද? Last week ආපු අය ලියන්න අපිට එක page එකක් ඇති නේද? අපි ලියපු දේවල් ටික ලියා ගන්න. One page is sufficient, right? In a normal exercise book, not on a CR. It's enough, right? So new people, just left over one page, only one page, and you can continue it from right over here. So I want you to write down the subheading information system, right? Then I'll tell you what are the things that you need to extract it from this paragraph. You don't need to copy the entire things, right? So let me see what I need you to give it to you. Hold on. Yeah, now it's better you copy down this particular sentence, will be the first point of yours. A system is a combination of components that work together to fulfill a task. In most of the cases, in most of the papers, all level papers, they have asked this definition about a system, right? So first of all, let's write down that, right? Then after, yeah, it's better you copy down these two passages, right? That will be sufficient. Dinelka, about your question, is there any device software using something other than the IPO model? Now, when it comes to the system doer, like if it is referred as a system, then only we will be having this model called IPO, input process output. Like other than that, there can be a lot of devices and softwares which are out of this model, but which we are not considering as a system. If you are considering something as a system, it's always into this manner. There will be inputs, there will be processing, there will be output, right? One output or many, there can be. There will be one processing or many processes, right? But when it comes to the model, it is always input, process, and output if it is known as a system, right? Or otherwise, if we can find input, process, output things inside something, so we can address it as a system, right? Right. So let me know when you are done, everyone. Yeah, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. Immediately ended. No problem, no problem. Don't rush. Right, I think one is done. How about the others? Two are done. 3 are done, 4 are done, 5 done, 6 done. Yeah, shall I move forward? How about the textbooks, Dulapatala, who has not received the textbooks yet? Okay, right. So, yeah, shall I move forward? Is there anyone still finishing the things? Right, so I'm moving forward. Yeah, I want you to draw this particular diagram, right? Yeah, and people, before we jumped into that, it's better you write this particular sentence without, yeah, it doesn't matter you have the therefore because you got the above points to justify the computer is an information system. So you can say, therefore, we call the computer an information system. Once you done with that, it's better you go with this diagram. Therefore, we call the computer an information system. Yeah, here comes the diagram. The sentence was, therefore, the computer is called an information system. Right, one is finished. How about the others? Two are done, three are done. Right. So shall I move forward? Is there anyone still finishing the diagram? Right. So I'm moving forward. So there we are going to discuss about where the information systems can be found in our day-to-day life, right? So there are many places. Hold on a second. I need to zoom out a little bit. Yeah. So like the very first place is the ATM machine, right? So when it comes to the ATM machine, I think you have experienced an ATM machine, right? So at least you know how what you need to operate with the ATM machine. You need a bank card, right? An ATM card, right? Uh, so using the ATM card and the PIN number, usually we use two things to access the system. And what would be the inputs? So one input will be the ATM card and the other input will be the PIN number according to that ATM card, right? So the PIN number is already stored inside the bank, right? So in the bank system, they know for this particular ATM card, this particular PIN number is there. So once we insert the ATM and when we given the PIN number, from the ATM machine's information system, they check, is it correct? Are those things are correct? Is this the relevant PIN number to this particular ATM card? If they are matched with each other, then you are given the access to show your bank details and all these things. Otherwise, it will be rejected, right? So we can have many different outputs. Neither this only shows one single output regarding the account balance. It's not only the account balance that we can do. We can do many different things now from the ATM, right? If you think about it, we can view the account balance and we can transfer the money and we can pay some utility bills like for the electricity board and for the water board, right? And we can transfer money from one account to another account, right? And we can have mini statements like the past transactions in our particular account, right? Even we can deposit the money as well, right? So uh, when we are depositing things, like, so the money is going to be an input as well, right? Because it is feeded into the system, right? And the output will be the updated balance of our transaction, right? So likewise, ATM can be considered as an information system. And did you know that ATM machine, the screen that you can see is just a monitor with an operating system? It's a computer, right? It is a computer, right? With some specific softwares, right? සමහර වෙලාවට ඔයගලන්ට experience ඇති සිස්ටම් එක ඩවුන් ගියාම අපි අර කම්පියුටර්ස් වල දකිනවා වගේ සමහර වෙලාවට ඩෙස්ක්ටොප් එක පේන්න තියෙනවා නේද? සමහර වෙලාවට සමහර error messages ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා මේ Windows වල අපි දකින්න හම්බෙන error messages වගේ. So it's the system, only the appearance is little bit different, right? So the most frequent information system that we can see is the ATM. And the other one, you may not have very much the experience that you can have regarding this particular system is a little lower. Experience it's a fingerprint machine, so where you have to put your finger, one of the fingers, the fingerprint machine can understand many different finger patterns on your fingertips, right? So the fingerprint will be read from that particular machine. So before we ask that machine to read our finger, first we have to input our fingerprint into that machine. Otherwise, that machine will not recognize who's the person present in the finger, right? The very first වෙලාවේ පළවෙනිම සැරේ අපිට සිද්ධ වෙනවා finger එක තියලා finger එක අඳුන්වලා දෙන්න නේද? You may have experienced this with the smartphones, නේ? When you are setting the fingerprint lock to a mobile phone, you have to introduce your finger in several different ways. නේද? අකිනු උඩින් තියන්න, ඇල කරලා තියන්න, නේද? ඇඟිල්ල දෙපැත්ත touch කර කර ඉන්න, finger tip එක touch කර කර ඉන්න. Like there are many ways, right? So it is the place where that device grab the details, right? Or input the details regarding your fingerprint. Later, when you place the fingerprint on the fingerprint sensor, it reads the fingerprint pattern on your finger, right? That is what is illustrated over here. So it read the particular pattern, and it will match with the database, or where the place where it holds the fingerprint data, and compare it. Is it okay or not? If it is okay, then the time of arrival will be recorded. Now, since this is an attendance system, right? And when someone put in the finger and in the morning, it is recorded as the arrival time. And when someone put in the finger as the second time of the day, it is considered as departing time. right? දැන් දුරපතල දන්නවද ඔය fingerprint machine එකට අපිට ඕන තරම් fingerprints දෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි දවසේ ගන්නකො දැන් ඔයගලන්ගේ ඉස්කෝලේ පන්ති කාමරේ හයි කරලා තියෙනවා කියලා මෙහෙම එකක්. පන්තියට එන ළමයි ටික capture කරගන්න. right? එතකොට ඔයාට පන්ති ඇතුළට එනකොට fingerprint එක scan කරලා එන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට record කරගන්නවා හරි. මේ වෙලාවේ මෙන්න මේ ළමයා පන්ති ඇතුළට ආවා. පන්තියෙන් එළියට යනකොටත් ආයි fingerprint එක තිබ්බොත් second fingerprint එක ඒගොල්ලෝ capture කරගන්නේ leaving එක විදිහට, right? ඊට පස්සේ ආයෙ එනකොට ආයෙ fingerprint එක තියන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට ආයෙ ආපු වෙලාව කියලා record කරගන්නවා. ඊට පස්සේ ආයෙ සැරයක් එළියට ගියොත් ආයෙ තියන්න පුළුවන්. Right? Likewise, it can store many different arrival times and the departure times. Right? So again, it is going to be a system. There is an input, there is a process, and there is an output, as the picture shows. So the third one, the QR code, something very familiar in these days. නේද? අපි තැනකට ගියා කියලා කොහොමද අපි දැන් settle කරන්නේ? දැන් විශේෂයෙන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ ICT කරන කට්ටිය විදිහට you must use this technology, right? Everywhere you got a QR code, and if you visit to that QR code, then if you visit to a particular place, they will display in a QR code to scan to track whether you visit to that place or not, right? So once we scan it, so it will track, okay, this particular person on this particular time has arrived this place, and in that message, in that system which we use to track the people movement in the corona period, it gives us a message of by saying when you are leaving, there is a swiping bar where we can swipe it to indicate that we are leaving, or else we have to scan the QR code again to indicate that we are leaving, which is a pretty good stuff. අපි panning ලියලා ඉන්න ඕනේ නැහැ, නිකන් කැමරා එක on කරගත්තා, QR code එකට ඇල්ලුවා, we can go. අපි යන අතරතුරේ ඒක process වෙනවා. අපි එතනට වෙලා ඉන්න අවශ්‍ය නැහැ, right? We only need to scan the QR code. Even even this particular QR code also can be scanned by a device. Now I'm scanning it for the moment. Let's see what's going to be the output. Right, so here I'm scanning it, so it recognized, yeah, it says the emilychang.com. I don't know what it is, right? So I'll visit there and see how it happens. Right, so meanwhile I'll tell you the QR code is something larger, or like the something advanced than the barcode, right? You know what's the barcode is. I think barcode has shown as the next, yeah, as your example, as your activity, right? So barcode is can contain very what simple amount of detail, but QR code can be used to access some websites, even it can hold a lot of data regarding the one particular item or something, right? So when you read it from a QR code reader, so that reader will take the photo of it or the scan it, and it will decode the code. So decoding means it is reading what is inside the QR code, right? Then it's connected to the particular website in most of the cases. Otherwise it will show what are the details of this particular QR code, right? So give it a try, right? So you can from any smartphone you can scan a QR code. Some phones are supporting, some phones camera is by default supporting to read the QR codes. Some phones are not, where we have to download third-party application which is called the QR code reader or the QR reader, right? Just scan this QR code and see what's going to happen over there, right? The very last one, which is a very practical one, right? Right, so that practical one. You're very nice, huh? Good watch, now. Right, it's a very practical scenario where it shows purchases, sales, and the years and the incomes and all these things. They are data. We have these things in our computer, and we can process those things with the help of a user, and then we can have these the data, particular data that we need. So later you will learn something like Excel, right? So this is the Excel software. So you are going to learn this Excel software to do such kind of graphs and all these things. Like I'll quickly show you how a graph can be generated right over here. So these are some advanced stuff that we need to talk, but this is just an example for you, right? So if I have these things, I can select this and I can quickly generate a nice and easy and very attractive kind of bar charts, right? So you will be learning these things when you are doing the Excel, right? So we can have those kind of things, right? So we just quickly process the things through here. So again, data is input, it is processed, and information has created. And then, as I told you, the most importantly, the decision making has done through the information. Right. So now we are not going to write these examples like in detail, but I want you to write down the name of the examples. Like you better list down, right? Put example and list down ATM dash automatic teller machine, then fingerprint reader to record the attendance of the organization, QR code used to find information, and processing business information. Those can be taken as the examples, right? So let's start from here. So continue in your note, just this one, right? Example 1, ATM. Right, example 2 is fingerprint reader to record the attendance of an organization. Right, the third one, just indicate me if you couldn't write those things. Third example, QR code used to find information. Right. The very last one, processing business information or processing business information. Right. Done, everyone? Okay. Yes. So moving forward, and there is this activity, right? This is an image you could see on the items we buy at the market. This is called the barcode. This barcode is scanned at the cashier by a barcode reader. I think you have seen a barcode reader, right? There is this gadget which has some laser points here and there. So when the barcode is like take close to that particular device, it reads, right? So you can find these barcodes in many different places, neither in the back of the books, of on an item, on a drinking bottle. Like there are many ways that you can find these things. And now we are coming to a very important place where we have to learn about the qualities of information, right? So how we are going to how we are going to learn the qualities of information. Good baby, keep eating. Right, now these are the qualities of information. Now, why we need a quality information? Because we like, when we have the quality information, we can have some quality decisions. That is why we are having the quality information, right? So let's see what are the informations, or like what are the qualities of this information. The first one is the relevancy. අපි ඔකට සිංහලෙන් කියනවා අදාළ බව කියලා නේද? The relevant, right? So look at the example. It is not needed to submit all the academic information from grade 1 to grade 1 onwards, when the requirement is to submit only the highest educational qualification. It is නේද? ඔයාගෙන් ඉල්ල තියෙනවා නම් what is the highest educational qualification? You don't need to give all the details, all the things that you have done from the grade 1 to up to this point, right? So you can say I'm a grade 10 student now, so I'm qualified enough to be grade 10. So likewise, and think about this, like who is the fastest man on the earth, people? Who is the fastest man on the earth? Yes, it's not the Flash, right? Flash is a cinematic thing. Yes, Usain Bolt, Dinelka, that's correct. And it's not Udamya, it's not the robot. I'm asking fastest man on the earth. So it should be Usain Bolt, right? As I know so far, like I don't know whether is there anyone who has changed it recently. I think I'm not. Like I have seen this clip recently where this bunch of scientists has invited the Usain Bolt to uh, yeah, Dinelka, yes, right, okay. Yeah, what I was telling is I just saw this video clip. I couldn't actually save that for you. Like the scientist has invited the Usain Bolt to run on the zero gravity, right? Still, he is the one who wins. Because the zero gravity killer can it is something what closer to the astronauts, right? So like the people who are in the space, they know how to behave to the zero gravity. Like Usain Bolt was like trying to run, and he was like rolling through the zero gravity. පාවෙනවනේ ඒකේ zero gravity කියලා කියන්නේ පොඩ්ඩක් උඩ පැන්නම නේද? හඳේ උඩ පයින්නවට වඩා වැඩි. ගොඩාක් උඩ යන්න පුළුවන්. Right, so like anyway, Usain Bolt was the fastest on that as well, but still it was a very nice experience to watch, right? And like this, and this Usain Bolt, if someone ask the ask from Usain Bolt, what is the shortest time that you have recorded uh, in your sporting history, right? Does the Usain Bolt need to show it from the beginning, right? Do they know need to show it from the beginning? Right? Which he does not need to neither. He can say, okay, this is the fastest, this is the shortest time that I have recorded recently. This is the world record of mine, right? So the quality information have that thing, the relevancy and the completeness, right? So like, look at your example, taking information from only a small group of people in order to arrive at the PCI, per capita income of a country, is not sufficient. Incomplete information could lead to drawing wrong conclusions. Yes, it is, right? So like having this sample now, මේ sample කියනකොට මේ දවස්වල නේද ගොඩාක් ප්‍රසිද්ධව කතා කරන sample තියෙනවා නේද අපේ කොරෝනා වලට against හදන antidote එක ගැන නේද? So it should have a very big particular sample, and I just read recently, you know, this disease called malaria, right? මදුරුවන්ගෙන් බෝ වෙන මේ රෝගෙට සහතික බෙහෙතක්, assured a drug has been registered very recently. Like malaria was there like way before I born, like way before my mom is born, right? But ඒ කාණිදලා තිබ්බ ලෙඩේට දැන් තමයි සහතික බෙහෙතක් කියන්නේ හරි විදිහටම ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑ, side effects අඩුයි කියන conclusion එකක් එක්ක බෙහෙතක් තීරණය වෙලා තියෙන. So it takes a very big amount of data to have such kind of decision, right? Even when it comes to your life. Now think about a term test. Can you decide your rank by just having the marks of 2-3 subjects? It won't neither. දැන් සමහර වෙලාවට ඕගලන්ගේ හිතේ නේද දැන් ඕගොල්ලෝ හරි කැමතිනේ පළවෙනියා වෙන්න නේද? සමහර වෙලාවට සබ්ජෙක්ට්ස් 3-4ක් එනකොට ඔයා හිතනවා රයිට් මේක හොඳයි, දැන් මගේ මේ හතරම හොඳට තියෙනවා, ඒක නිසා මම මේ සැරේ රෑන්ක් නම්බර් 1 වලට ගිහිලා ඉන්න පුළුවන් කියලා, right? But you never know what's happened with the other 4 subjects, right? So without the incomplete data or incomplete information, you can't take the decisions, right? So you will lead to the disappointments or the incorrect decisions with the incomplete information, right? So remember, when you get to know about information, you should have everything like needed, completed information with you, right? And the accuracy, right? නේද? දැන් අපිම දන්නවනේ ඔයගලන්ගේ term test එකට like ඔයාට if you got 95 marks for something and someone by mistakenly uh, record it as 59 නේද? අතින් ලියනකොට වැරදින්න පුළුවන්. 95 කියනකොට 59 කියලා ලියනවා. So what happens? Everything will get changed. නේද? Your rank, your total, your average, right? Even your mindset is also changed. So the information should be an accurate one. Otherwise, we are going for the wrong decisions, right? So if a doctor gets wrong information about the patient health, it could be harmful to the patient. ඒකයි අපි කියන්නේ දොස්තරලට අපිට දේවල් හංගගෙන කියන්න බෑ කියලා. ඩොක්ටර් කාවට ගියාම we should be very honest with us නේද? කෑවේ මොනවද කියලා ඇහුවොත් අම්මා නේද? අම්මා ගහයි කියලා බයට නැත්නම් අම්මගෙන් බැනුම් අහන්න වෙයි කියලා බයට නේද? මොනවද කෑවේ කියන එක හංගන්න බෑ ඩොක්ටර්ට. නේද? අම්මගෙන් තාත්තගෙන් හංගලා තිබ්බත්. Right? You have to tell, right? So then only doctor will be able to recognize, okay, මොකද්ද මේකට දෙන්න ඕන පිළියම කියන එක. Right? And look at the timeliness. The information should be very should have this timeliness quality, because the information must always be up to date. Today's weather report may not be suitable to decide on tomorrow's weather. Definitely the predictions should be there, right? So like depending on the timeliness, you are going to make the correct decisions. ඔගලන්ට විවාහකට යන්න O levels වලට යනකොට ඕගලන්ගේ final term test එකේ marks අරගන්නේ නැතුව, can you decide like can you have that forecast how it's going to be on the in the O level? You won't be able to. පාට බෑ 11 අවසරේ දෙවෙනි වාරේ subjects වල තියෙන ලකුණු දිහා බලාගෙන okay this is the way I'm going to score in the O levels කියලා කියන්න, right? You should have that, right? You should have that in your hand, like the marks before you enter to the O levels, so you can have the decisions නේද? But last term test එකේ marks හම්බෙනකොට සාමාන්‍යයෙන් study leave එකට මාසයක් විතර තියලා term test එකේ ලකුණු ඔයගලන්ට හම්බෙනවා, right? So you can decide, right? There are some places which I need to refresh, so I have to rehearse and do the things, right? Those things can be done when you are having the correct detail to the correct time, right? So timeliness matters. And the cost effectiveness. Now this is not something happens in your day-to-day life, cost effectiveness, but when it comes to the organizations, nowadays they say information is valuable than gold, right? රත්තරන් වලට වඩා වටිනවා information කියන එක, right? Like if you think about like 10-15 years back, there is no like there were no such value for the information like 10 to 15 years back, but nowadays information is the critical part. It is considered as an asset, වත්කමක් කියලා සලකන්නේ to an organization, right? So it's better you know about this particular thing, so which you have to copy down to your book, Dolabutala, right? Let me see, we were writing these examples and we don't need to go through the activities and all these things. And yeah, put the heading quality of information, right? Quality of information. And it's better you write down these things. Now, since you people don't have the books at the moment, I'm allowing you to write it now, right? homework so let's see, within month or 2 months of a time you will be able to receive the books, right? Okay, so put the heading quality of information, and it's better you copy down this particular table, right? And most importantly, remember the qualities: relevancy, completeness, accuracy, timeliness, cost effectiveness, and all these things, right? Yes, Udamya, it's better you write down the examples as well. Correct. So start the writing. I'll be right back. I need to have some water. Right. So I'm back. Yes, Laksiluni. We need to do that, Dua, because it is important. Right, so take time, do it slowly, doesn't matter. Okay, okay, baby. It's so yummy, so yummy. So I'm moving it a little bit upwards. Yeah, everyone, I'm very sorry. Connection problem happens again. Hold on, yeah. Right, I'm moving upward a little bit more. Right. And people, can I know whether you can see me my chat box on the screen, people? I just need to have the confirmation.
No, sir.
You can't, right? Great. Great. Right, one is done. Dinalka, you are fast, right? Let's see how about the others. I really don't know whether it is Dinelka or Dinelka, right? And soon I'm going to send you a Google form to both the groups, which is in the IME group and the Star Labs group, to fill out it, because we need to, you have to register on my LMS, right? Two are done. All right, I'm getting several finish messages. So, is there anyone who are still finishing this? Right. Can we move forward? Is there anyone are not finished? Okay, Udamya. Go on, go on, do it. Don't worry. Yeah, Sasanti, I'm going to send a form. Form means like I'm going to send a link to the groups. So you will be received it from the groups, the WhatsApp group. So you can click and fill the form so I can gather the details for the LMS. I'll show you the LMS today, right? What are the things we are going to do with it, right? Right. Okay. I hope everyone is done. Is there anyone still? Udamya, how's your situation, Dua? Right. Udamya, Dua, are you done or are you still doing it? Great, Udamya. Since everyone, like almost everyone has done, so you can copy it to, yeah, because I'm going to show the how recordings can be accessed because we are going to end the session from this point. So that is why I'm asking. So let me walk you through uh, the lesson recording part. So it's like this. I'm telling this because there are some new students in the room and I really don't remember whether I showed it to you last time, right? So anyway, I'm taking you through that thing. So the website that you need to visit is the starlabs.lk, right? So you can type the starlabs.lk and press enter. So you can visit to that website, which is maintained by me. To my ICT purposes and to my institute as well. So in here, you have this drop-down menu called lesson recording. So regarding that, you have Star Labs recording, and there are two more, another two institutes are there, which is not relevant for you. It doesn't matter, you go through, but your recordings are in the under the Star Labs recording. So just click on the Star Labs recording. So it will display all the recordings regarding the Star Labs, which is categorized into the each and every class. So like A-level student lessons are at the top, and coming down, grade 11 students, which is 2020 grade 11 people because their exam is being shifted, and the lessons of grade 11, which is the freshers or like the 2021 grade 11, and your lesson. So this is the lesson we have discussed last time. So it is there. And today's lesson will be listed right over this. Alut lesson එක තමයි උඩට වෙන්නේ. Right? So you can play this and see, and you can refer the other lessons as well. Right? So this is the the place where you can find the lesson recordings. And now this is like when it comes to the LMS menu item. When you click on the LMS, there are like 4 categories: advanced level, grade 11, 10, and GIT. So it's better you click on your category, right, which is the grade 10, and you will be asked to have username and a password, and you have to use yours. So for the moment, I'm going to use mine. So I'm stop sharing for the moment because I have to type my password right over here. So wait until I'm typing my password. Oh, hold on a second. Yeah. So here I'm going to share the screen again. Right. So as you can see, this is going to be your grade 10 LMS. So we have previous recordings, and those recordings are been taken out very soon, and you will be having the quizzes, right? So once we're done with the uh, lesson, we are going to try these quizzes, right, which you can try online, right, from any device, right, from your mobile phone, tab, laptop, desktop, from any device. It's like you can attempt it. So there are like several different questions, and as I remember, there are 40 questions. So you can have these things. So this is just a revising part, and sometimes I'm making some exams from here. So those will be timed, right? So දීලා තියෙන වෙලාව ඇතුලේ you should be able to answer. Make it a time කරලා නැහැ. You can get in as much as you want, and even you can refer the book, but මේක කරනකොට ඕගොල්ලෝ ඕගලන්ට අවංක වෙලා කරන්න. Be honest to yourself. Like just go through the lesson and try to do it without looking the book. Then you will be having the very correct marks, so like the very correct knowledge of yours. Then ඊට පස්සේ වැරදිච්ච දේවල් පොඩ්ඩක් book එක refer කරලා නැත්නම් අමාරු නම් මගෙන් අහලා, so you can go for that, right? So this is this is something from our lesson today. Consider the following qualities: completeness, relevancy, collective. Which of the above are qualities of information? So you can choose it is completeness and relevancy, right? And you can click next, right? So when you've done something, it is being marked that this question is being answered in the navigation panel at the right hand side of yours. So to grant the access for this particular LMS, I need to have your basic details. So I will send you the Google form very soon. So you will fill it. So as you fill it, I can configure the accounts for you. So you will be able to access this as well. All right. So people, thank you very much for today. And thanks for coming. Thanks for participating. Right. So you can continue the class. I think you are here because you like this class, as I told you last time. If you are okay to go with me, just come and have the yeah, Sasandi, I'll go through the quiz again and again, Dua. So I just need to show what are the things inside here, right? So don't worry. Before I ask you to come to this point, I'll go through it again, Dua. Then you will be know, right? So don't worry. I'm going to go through this again and again. So we'll do some exercises through this as well. So get ready. There are some excitements upon your way, right? So be ready, stay joyful, right? Have a good vacation. ඔයගලගේ vacation එක ටිකක් දිග වුණත් නේද? ඒක දැන් පරිස්සමට සතුටින් ඉන්න, right? And yes people, and yes Johansa, happy new year to all of you, and merry Christmas who are celebrating Christmas, right? So thank you very much to participating. We are not meeting next week, right? We are having a holidays. So have a happy holidays and have a good Christmas and have a very, very better new year ahead of yours, right? Let's hope and pray 2021 will be the best year of ours, right? Thank you very much, people. So I'm going to end the session from here, right? We'll see you week after, right? Okay, bye-bye, people. Thank you very much.